Hello, this is Ian from IDT, and welcome to this demonstration video for the TC HUB series. Today we'll be looking at the TC30 HUB. Let's get started. For this setup, we'll be using the TC30 HUB itself, a 24-volt power supply, 45 watt-hour swappable battery, high-G mounting brackets, the mini I/O to RJ45 Ethernet cable, a USB-C cable, the USB-C cable retainers, a crash cam mini, a mini I/O to mini I/O cable, and the dog bone clamps. In this video, we'll be setting up the TC30 HUB and discussing all of its convenient features. If you have a TC19 hub, you can connect a crash cam mini using a 19-pin to USB-C adapter, shown here. The TC30 hub is a ruggedized and ultra-compact hub that provides power, communication, and synchronization for up to 4 crash cam mini cameras and can be used in a desktop or portable environment. You'll notice the majority of the connections can be found on the front of the TC30 hub. Although you can configure the TC30 hub with up to 4 cameras, for the purpose of this demonstration, we will only use one. Let's first attach the USB-C retainers to the crash cam mini. This can easily be achieved by sliding the retainer over the 2 jack screws. Then, alternately tighten the screws slowly onto the jack screws, but do not tighten all the way. At this point, you'll want to insert the USB-C cable into the camera through the retainer like so. Once the cable is fully inserted, you can tighten the 2 outside screws on the retainer. Then, tighten the top screw on the retainer to secure the USB-C cable. Now, the USB-C cable is securely fastened. Now let's fasten the other end of the cable directly to the TC30 hub in the same way. Slowly insert the USB-C retainer over the 2 jack screws and alternately tighten them loosely. Then, insert the USB-C cable through the retainer into the USB-C connector on the TC30 hub. Now that the USB-C cable is connected, let's tighten the screws on the retainer alternately until snug. Then, tighten the top screw on the retainer until snug. You now have a secure USB-C cable connection from the crash cam mini to the TC30 hub and can follow these same instructions to connect up to 3 more cameras. The 8-pin LEMO power supply connector can be found on the bottom left side of the TC30 hub. You can find the power button for the TC30 hub here. To power on the TC30 hub, press and hold the power button for 1 second. To turn it off, press and hold for 5 seconds and then release. The sync out SMA connectors located above each camera channel provide a unique sync out signal to each camera, where the master sync out SMA connector provides one signal to all the cameras. It is important to note that the TC Hub has 2 configuration modes, timing master mode and passive hub mode. The user can select the configuration mode through Motion Studio as seen in this screenshot. Let's take a closer look at this prompt. With timing master mode, the camera is synchronized to the TC Hub. With passive hub mode, the cameras can be configured as master-slave and the slave cameras will follow the camera connected to channel 1, the master camera port. For additional details, please visit the Motion Studio user manual at idtvision.com/motionstudio. You'll notice the status LED is directly beneath the sync SMA connectors. These LEDs will illuminate based on each camera's individual status. If the LED is illuminated green, this means the camera is idle or on live mode. If illuminated red, the camera is armed and ready for trigger. To trigger the camera or cameras, the hub accepts a TTL signal or a switch closure trigger. If using master sync in and sync out, you can connect SMA cables to these connectors. To the right side of the master sync SMA connectors, you will find the mini I/O connectors. These connectors allow the camera to communicate with the computer and to daisy chain to any compatible hub. More information on how to daisy chain can be found in the TC Hub setup guides. Please refer to these documents for greater detail. Next, we have the GPS and iRig SMA connectors. Both of these connectors provide reference signals to the internal PTP module integrated within the TC30 hub. You can connect a GPS antenna to the GPS SMA connector and an iRig signal to the iRig SMA connector. You can use the PC USB-C connector to connect to a computer as opposed to using the mini I/O Ethernet ports. The auxiliary connector provides the ability to remotely monitor the status of cameras by connecting an external display or external instrumentation via a 14-pin LEMO cable. If we turn the TC30 hub around, we can use a size 00 Phillips driver to remove the cover plate on the rear and adjust the TC30 hub's differential signals as well as other functionality. You can find more detail about this switch and how to adjust it by reviewing the TC30 hub setup guide. Now that we've connected all of our components to the TC30 hub, we are now ready to power the unit. We have two options when it comes to powering the TC30 hub. We can power it via a power supply or with a 45 watt-hour battery for a portable solution. Each 45 watt-hour battery can power 4 cameras for up to 40 minutes, dependent on camera model. To configure the TC30 hub with a power supply, plug in the 8-pin LEMO power connector into the front left side of the TC30 hub and connect the opposing end's AC cable into a wall outlet. If you prefer to use a 45 watt-hour battery, just remove the battery's cover plate from the top or bottom of the TC30 hub. Although you can place the battery on either the top or the bottom of the TC30 hub, we'll be placing it on top. So let's just remove the top battery cover plate. You can remove it using a size 0 Phillips screwdriver. Be sure to keep the battery plate secured if you do not plan to use a 45 watt-hour battery. This keeps the TC30 hub's battery connectors and internal components free from dust and debris. Insert the 45 watt-hour battery connector gently into the connector on the TC30 hub. Once inserted, place the dog bone clamps on both sides of the TC30 hub and secure using a T6 Torx driver. You can check the battery power status by pressing the button on the side of the 45 watt-hour swappable battery. For more detail, please refer to the TC30 hub setup guide. We can use this setup as is, or if we need to use the TC hub in a high G environment, we can do so using the high G mounting brackets. Let's attach the brackets now. First, line up the bracket to the holes on the side of the TC hub. Then, insert all 4 provided screws loosely at first. Now, use a 3/32 hex driver to tighten the screws in a cross pattern. Finally, ensure all screws are snug. We hope that you found this demonstration helpful, and thank you for taking the time to watch.